Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host and game master, Ian Duncan. My pronouns are he, him, any, and I am, of course, joined by some incredible people, some really great friends, some wonderful players. Please welcome Jamie Lee Bonez.
Hello, I am Jamie, she, her, and I play LORNA, the modified medical droid / mercenary soldier, they, them.
Heck yes.
It took me a second.
Also joining us, what?
I was like, oh shoot, what am I doing?
Brush off the rust, brush it off, yeah. Also, please welcome Alex Herrera.
Hello, I'm Alex. I play Pickaxe Botano, Doug Slicer. Both of us are he, him pronouns, but feel free to use any that you see fit because I am an amorphous creature in Star Wars as well as in real life. I switch. I could be whatever you want me to be, man. As long as, it's a good paying job, benefits, 401k, dental.
Just to exist,
just
right?
to exist, yeah.
Yeah.
Pay me just enough so I can exist.
That's all anyone can ever do.
Mm-hmm.
And also, just existing beautifully in this world with all of us, please welcome Susan Spinader.
Hi, I'm Susan. She, her. I'll be playing Zalora Veo, the Twi'lek smuggling pilot, Viro sword wielding badass bitch.
Mm-hmm. She is that bitch. She is that bitch, yeah.
Trying to think of all the adjectives, and I think I got them. I got them.
That's a good one. I think badass bitch encapsulates a nice chunk of good ones.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have a chance to prove all of those.
Oh, no.
Very, very soon.
Yes.
So why don't we just get into it? What do you say?
Punch it.
Yeah.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Episode 73, Sister. The party is split. Elo and Bigax have been abducted by the Black Sun and brought to their base of operation, where they await being handed over to the Empire for a sizable bounty. Meanwhile, Zalora attempts to free the rest of the crew and liberate the way from Black Sun hands. The clock is ticking as our fearless fringers race to reunite and finally escape from Bonastasi's criminal underworld.
Before we get into it, we need to do our destiny roll.
Let's go.
Ooh, that is a Jamie Stankface activated. Tell me what you got.
I was just one dark side. I'm overreacting.
Okay. And Susan.
The Force has gifted me with 2 light side.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Alex.
1 light side.
1 light side. Ooh, fantastic. And we did poll the Wheels of the Force, and it was quite the vote.
Oh.
Was real close and was tied for a long time, and then the balance was tipped, and they have decided to challenge you with an additional dark side point. So.
Oh, I should have voted. I was like, I'm not going to vote.
I voted. I saw it tie and I voted light side. So that means somebody came in,
Somebody
They were like,
came
voted
in, yeah.
dark, and then another person came in and voted dark side.
Thank you,
my
Wills of
God.
the Force. Thank you, Wills. Your wisdom will not be lost on today's session. Let's get into it. We don't have any time for camera moves, for scenic intros. No, we are on the ship called the Way, and Zalora has just unsheathed her vibroblade in front of several Black Sun thugs, and with the rest of the crew bound up in binders. Susan, I'm gonna need you to roll initiative.
Oh, I already have the battle music in my head. It's going. Success to advantage.
All right, Zalora, it is your turn to go first. So what would you like to do?
Well, I got this Viro sword ready. Vibro sword. Let me just chop some people up.
We've got an Azumel, and let's just say we got another Nikto on board here. So Azumel and Nikto. So who would you like to strike first?
Azumel, I guess.
Okay, gotcha. So the many eyes, you're going for him. Got it.
Yeah, more eyes to get.
Are you targeting him just because he has 6 eyes, Susan? That's a little discriminatory.
Yeah, I'm real racist. I forgot to tell you.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
Is this, what's the difficulty?
It's going to be 2. 2 purple.
Success and an advantage.
Cool. Give me that damage.
6. Oh, and just want you to know I have Pierce, which ignores 1 rank of soak.
Oh, boy. Okay, cool.
Oh, Pierce 2. I ignore 2 ranks of soak. Oh.
Yeah, you slice right into the leathers that he's got on.
He just probably glanced over, and the first thing he sees is sword coming towards him.
Yeah. He was looking towards the door where Guro was like, hey, and then you just like whoosh, slashing him down. Now we'll get into this proper. Now that you've had a little like surprise round, so the crew of the way gets to go. This blaster is kicked over. Now, have you kicked it over to anyone in particular? Or do you want
Probably
me to choose?
Verse.
Okay.
Because she looks like she probably was the most beat up. I don't know her personally, but I could tell that she's the type to fight back, probably more so than
You
Kree.
are 1000% correct. Versus
So she's probably the one more bruised.
She's the most capable crew member we got. She is like, if there was a spin-off, she would have her own show.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna kick. I'm gonna give her a black die because she does have her hands bound. 2 successes, 1 advantage. So she's gonna do some damage. Oh boy, yeah. So she fully takes out. This guy. You slash in, and then she grabs this blaster and just turns and like point blank, like fires on that dude. And he's gone. He's out. Now there's only this other Nikto, and they're like, huh? Like, you hear someone running down the corridor. Another Black Sun thug is gonna come in, and she is super surprised, doesn't say anything, sees that there's a problem, sees you with your sword out, pulls out her rifle. You recognize this one as a person from outside.
Okay.
That started running in. So there are still 2 of these thugs now. It is going to go to Zalora again.
Slash and stab. Another one, or the Nikto closest.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead.
Goes into one and then spins towards the other, and let's see if this lands.
Oh yeah, and this cool fencer type move almost.
Yeah. So like it uses the carry through, like doesn't like stop the motion, keeps it going into the other one, like spins into the other one, and with 2 successes and 1 advantage, that would be 7 damage, ignoring 2 points of soak.
Got it. Okay, cool. Very cool. Now it is to them, and they are going to, they're going to blast on Zalora. That's for dang sure. So how about them apples?
Are you sure? Because the 2 people tied up look more dangerous.
I agree.
They're going to try and stumble back and take a shot at you. 2 advantages, though. So this, it goes like wild, this blast, but it does sort of like ricochet around in the ship, creating some sparks and stuff like that. It is to the crew of the way. This is gonna Verse is gonna stand up. Now she's got a little bit more control, but she is gonna take a blast on these dudes here, or the one that you're also. No, she's gonna fire on the one coming down the hall. I think that makes more sense. A failure, but 3 advantages. So she fires the human Black Sun thug, like sort of like ducks behind some of the junk that's in the way and gets some cover. But you are going to have a blue die moving forward, Zalora. Speaking of, it is to your turn.
Okay, so that carry through attack, and then just using that momentum, bringing it back up, and then bringing it back down. Not losing any momentum, attacking the Nikto. 2 successes, 1 advantage, 1 triumph.
Oh.
Yes.
Nicely done.
killing
One
it,
triumph. Okay, cool. Well, that just straight up takes that Nikto out. Is no more. 100% is no more. What does that look like?
So the first one carried through his stomach, and then he stumbles back, probably from that, not even just trying to get the shot, just stumbling back from getting slashed through the stomach. And then he takes that wild shot, and then as he lifts his arms up, and Zalora brings her swords down on his arms. So we're getting into a little bit of gore here. I know that's not Star Wars style, but let's just say
that's okay.
Yeah, like limbs getting cut. That's okay. Yeah, I mean that's pretty on par.
We're limbs getting cut. Yeah. We're a hard PG-13.
Oh yeah, we earn it. We earn it.
There's no gushing blood, but
Exactly.
the arms do come off, and he falls to the ground.
Somehow cauterized right away. Yeah.
Yeah, from my Vira sword. I don't know. It got overheated.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. You hear a Wilhelm scream, and
Yes.
he goes down. Vibro swords are no joke. He's conscious for a little bit, and then the pain he's totally out, totally gone. Then there's just this human woman Black Sun thug left. She is gonna take a fire on you, Zalora. Ooh, that's a pretty good roll. 2 successes, 1 advantage.
No.
That's gonna be 8 damage coming your way.
I got 4 soak. So I'm at 11 out of 15.
Oh my god, you're so strong.
You are strong.
How did you get so strong?
Whoa.
It's almost like I built this character to fill some gaps in this party.
We're all pretty strong. Okay.
We all have our strengths.
Yeah. I don't know how to use computers at all.
I-
And I can't fix people or use grenades.
That's using grenades is a skill.
You can figure out the grenades though. It's pretty easy.
You hear the way begin to spool up and take off. You begin to move. It is now moving away from the spaceport.
Sorry, Reese. I know I called in a favor.
Verse is still in it. She does a cool combat roll. 2 success, 2 advantage, even with a couple of setback die. Shoots her dead to rights. The Black Sun thug has stepped out of cover to take a shot on Zalora, succeeded, and Verse just does this roll to get in a flanking position, fires her right in the chest, and you are out of combat.
I'm Zalora. I'm here to save your butts.
Verse is like, gives you a nod. She's like, yeah, thanks. You must be the pod racer, huh?
Yeah, that's me. Your friends were taken by the Black Sun, as I'm sure you know. We're going to go save them.
Well, that seems pretty typical. Good. Glad to have you here. She holds out her binders for you to cut.
I cut. No, I take out the lightsaber, so it's real tricky, not trying to hurt either of us.
First of all, Verse, chill out, okay? I don't like the attitude that we're getting from her, even though we're not even there to defend ourselves.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, it does sound like them.
Do you know where they are?
Yes, I have this, and I look down to the tracker that we have, and show her I have their coordinates on this.
Do you know how to use ship guns?
Yes, and that smug little laugh is in character.
What's it called when a woman mansplains to another woman? Is there a name for that? Because I feel like Verse was on the verge of doing that to Zalora.
Yeah, maybe just a little
Do you know how to use these things called ship weapons? Do you know what? Whoa.
Do you know what a ship is?
To all people, Zalora's just like,
Look, this isn't a pod race. This isn't a pod racer, all right? I know you can go fast, but there's other things we gotta do here.
Goes into space. Do you know what space? It's just like, okay,
yeah. This flies in space, so.
I take out my character sheet and show her that skill is just as high as my pod racing skill.
You hear over the intercom, Gura's like, Have you dealt with everyone? Am I safe to open the cockpit?
Yes, everybody's down.
This is a one-way speaking thing. I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I can't hear you anywhere.
I scream it. But it very exasperated. So this, but screaming. Yes, everybody is down.
Cockpit door opens. The way begins to take off, and we do a screen like to the tower, a tower somewhere on 10 Mile Plateau, far away from the city where the ship is racing towards. This is the sort of like the headquarters of the Black Sun thugs here. This is sort of Bonastasi's little place, and right now, I mean, you've seen coming in here, it seems heavily armed. Not only do they have a lot of personnel here, but a lot of them are carrying around those T7 ion disruptors as well, including Bonastasi. He's got one of those bad girls strapped to him. Bigax in binders, Elo restraining bolt attached to them. What are the two of you doing?
Bigax would be watching who comes into the room. If we're like in the same room, he'll be watching like who's coming into the room and what are they doing, you know, like are they patrolling, are they just aimlessly wandering? How organized are they internally, you know?
Gotcha.
Externally they seem like they got business handled pretty damn well, but like what does it look like when they're guarding a prisoner?
Yeah.
Or
well,
prisoners?
You're just taking a peep, so no roll needed. Imagine if I could evoke one of the films in Rogue One where they've got Saw Gerrera has like everyone sort of like, you know, chained up or like in cells, you know, and like their whole outfit is kind of like moving around and in and around that area, but not paying too much attention. They're sort of like gambling and shuffling in and out and like moving equipment and things like that. The two of you aren't in like a cell, like you're not like in like a barred enclosement or anything, but you're just kind of like chilling here, you know. People are armed and moving around, but that's the kind of environment that it is around you. Bonastasi, of course, is there. He seems to be like talking with people here and there, but he does seem to have an eye on you.
Can we pick up on what they're conversing about if we can figure out what the plan is from here?
Oh, for sure. That will require a perception roll.
You got it, boss.
Let's call that... I think it's just an average roll.
1 success, but 2 disadvantage.
The plan is that you overhear them talking, and it's about taking the two of you to the White Zone. The White Zone is an area of Ord Mantell that is Empire controlled. It's basically a military outpost near to the city. So it is away from here, in fact. But that much, but how you're getting there, the details of that, those you are not able to discern.
Okay.
In fact, these two disadvantages, as you're like trying to listen, and I imagine you're getting like closed caption, you know, on readouts, you know, of the conversation. And it just you're starting to have those inputs come in as you're listening to this. And then those captions just start, the words begin to change into at first you're like, oh, am I picking up some kind of weird thing from somebody else, but then it becomes pretty clear that this is from something that is not being said by people in this room. And it's just release me, 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 release me. All of that text is in this glowing green.
That's what I thought it was. Picking that up, the first thing Ella was gonna do is sort of like sidle up. I picture us sort of sitting on the floor in a corner while all these people are walking past us. I'm gonna sidle right up to Bigax, It sounds like we're going to the White Zone on Ord Mantell.
Sounds a little discriminatory. I'm not quite sure what that is.
I mean, the Empire is definitely discriminatory, racist, fascist, but you know that this refers to the stormtrooper white uniform.
What you were talking about earlier, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, sounds like they can't wait to collect that bounty or bounties. I'm not sure if we have separate bounties or if it's, do we come in a package deal when they turn us in?
Like a value pack?
Yeah, value pack. Yeah. Like when you go to the ramen shop and you get 5 big old buckets of the ramen for the same price as, 1 bucket.
It's really hard to talk to you when you're hungry.
It's been a while. It's been a few hours.
I've also got this reading coming through, I think internally, from whatever that green mist was we both experienced before.
Like right now.
As I was listening in, yes, it is just repeating to release me.
Well, if I remember correctly, the green mist wasn't exactly the best experience for anyone involved. I would do the opposite of what it wants, I guess. I don't know. Your call. I mean, I envision us, we're chained to a wall or tied to a wall in some manner, so we're kind of like side to side, essentially. So he's gonna
you're probably like chained to your chair or whatever.
Okay,
right.
So he'll turn to Elo and say, "Well, it's your choice. If you wanna, I don't even know how you could do it, but if you could release it, your choice. My vote is no. We got one problem already. Having a second layer of a problem. Sounds like a cake I wouldn't want to eat. Again, I'm sorry about the food stuff. I'm really hungry.
Well, do you have any suggestions on what our next step should be? Do we just wait for the rescue team?
How much time do you think we have before they send us to this white zone?
Did it seem rushed when they were talking about it, or are they like chill?
They seem pretty chill. The vibe here is a den of scum and villainy, It's not like a chill, cool vibe, but they don't seem stressed.
All right.
The other thing that you can see is Bonastasi has Bigax's deck on him.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know I think I've mentioned this before, but both of you know that the deck is one of the big reasons for this bounty.
Yeah.
I think Elo knows that.
Yeah.
I think that was shared. Yeah.
Hey, Slimo! Yelling at Bonastasi.
He turns around.
White Zone, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So this doesn't have anything to do with the other Black Sun that we murdered. This is just bounty.
Oh. Bigax makes like a visible, like a oof face. Like, did we have to say that? Like, oh.
Well, Black Sun or the Empire, I mean.
I assume you're talking about Skink. Bounty Hunter.
Oh, that's a terrible name. Skink. I look at Elo. Wow, Skink. Wow, his parents must have really pissed him off. Oof.
I think he gave it to him himself.
Yeah, figures. All right. Most Trandoshans.
A lot of self-hate there.
Yeah, they don't like you. They don't like themselves. So yeah, that makes sense.
Is that who you're referring to? You think this is personal because we lost a bounty hunter?
I'm not quite sure. I know that you have a personal relationship with one of our newly acquired group. Maybe that has something to do with it. Or you really are that stuck up against the Empire's balls.
That's a colorful metaphor. Really invokes a smell.
A skink.
Bigax is like, I didn't know you had such a vocabulary.
I'm not used to being the one to talk, so I'm trying something new.
Right. I see.
Yeah, are you just trying to engage in conversation, or is there a subtlety here that you are trying to?
I think I'm trying to rile him up a little. I don't know to what end. Maybe to get him to spurt out some information.
Oh, I gotcha.
I just want him to engage with me. I don't know really what I'm doing, but
okay, gotcha.
Figuring it.
Yeah.
Flying by the seat of our pants here.
That's how we always do it. Always happens. This
Yeah.
way.
Let's call that. I think that might be skullduggery or coercion. So I'll let you choose.
I'll do coercion.
Okay, gotcha. And this is going to be an opposed roll, so we're going to roll that
Okay.
against his cool. Now, Bonastasi has a pretty good cool. So that's going to be 2 reds and a purple.
Oof. All right.
It's highly trained.
Just 2 disadvantage.
You make this comment about being submissive to the Empire, basically. And he kind of tries to find in your face, a point to stare at you.
This is about nothing other than the credits. I don't answer to the Empire. Don't really care. But I'd be lying if I said that it didn't give me a little bit of pleasure to hand you over for taking out one of our own.
Cool. Thanks for the info, Bonnie. Just real curious, we've tangled with bounty hunters, space pirates, all manner of gentlemen that the galaxy affords us, and it's very rarely have we come across someone as honest and straightforward as you in terms of what their motivations are. Now, let me be quite honest with you as well. That deck, my deck, that's part of the bounty package, I assume, or is it individual? Either way, it doesn't matter. I hate to break it to you, but that's only half of what you'll need, if that's what the bounty's asking for.
What's the other half?
That's a good question. I might feel like telling people where the other half is, but, there's this whole deal about me being chained up and sold to the Empire for a measly individual or group bounty.
And he's like waiting to see if are we bountied together? Are we bountied individually? What's the Empire looking for? Also, I gave Chai the other half.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Were you trying to try and get him to negotiate because there is this whole Chai?
Yeah, it's missing. Yeah,
aspect to it.
he's missing the data is inaccessible without the other half.
Okay. I think that is also going to be a roll. And I'll say that is a coercion roll.
God damn it.
For sure. Yeah. Oh, you know what? You could actually make an argument that this is a computer's roll because you have an expertise in that. I might accept that too.
Well, I don't like to be the bad guy here, but I would be trying to use my knowledge of computers to lie to him. So ultimately, the act is what would determine the role, which would be deception, which is the same as coercion.
Well, I leave that to you because it could be deception or it could be computers.
Can I argue against your argument? But not completely. More so, maybe you could upgrade because you are using your extensive knowledge of computers to lie.
Sure.
I think that's a good idea. I would let you upgrade a die to do a coercion roll with 1 upgraded die. I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate you guys arguing against me, arguing against myself. I really appreciate
No, I like that. That makes it interesting.
It's like I got 2 yellows then, because it was only yellow and a green.
2 yellows. So that's
Yeah.
going to be against his cool. So that's 2 reds and a purple.
God, jeez, man, this guy.
He's so cool, bro!
So 1 disadvantage.
A failure, but not a spectacular failure.
Nah.
He sort of you see him sort of scrunkle up his face a little bit,
I don't care. Bounty is to bring you and this.
and he points to the deck.
I'll let the Empire figure the rest of it out. That's not my problem. We have a saying here on Ord Mantell. That's Nunya.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, spoiler alert. It's not just you guys. I heard it on every other planet, so yeah, have that. Suck on that egg. Why don't you?
And I just lean back in my chair. I just lean back, like not even looking at him, like disappointed. Like, shit.
Elo, your 2 disadvantages from your roll is you're seeing that text again. It's getting in your view, and it's just saying, "Free us, free us, free us, free us. We can take him. We can take him. We can take him. Free us, free us, free us.
Ugh. Ian, you know how to tempt me. Sorry, Big X, and I'm gonna do it. I just don't see any other options. Like, I can't hurt this guy. The only other thing I thought is I'm tied up too, though, right?
You are not actually
I'm
bound.
not tied
You have a restraining bolt.
Right, I know about
Oh.
that, and so
Yeah.
I can't physically harm probably any of these Black Sun people.
Elo right now could get up and like go pour themselves a glass of water or something. But if Bonastasi was like sit down, you would
Yeah, I would have
you
to
would
do
need to
it.
sit down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Modern day slavery. I hate it.
Yeah, this is the one thing about droids is
They're easily controlled, yeah. The only thing is that the last time I kind of just let it take over. Like, I didn't really need to do anything. I just let go. If I remember correctly. So,
what does it look like when Elo lets go?
for a brief moment, it almost looks like a shutdown. Like, I'm powering down, you know? Like, getting real meditative and zen, and then the little lights on their eyes sort of dim, and their little mouth line goes flat. And then they just connect with whatever wants to be freed.
I got you.
And then they wake up and everyone is dead.
Whoa, wait.
No.
You go into this space and you have this sense of this green mist sort of like moving through you and outwards from you, from within you. And you sense this word. Sister. As green smoke explodes from within you. In this concussive force, your restraining bolt flies off, lodges itself into the ceiling. Bonastasi is thrown back. Many of the Black Sun thugs are thrown back. The walls begin to crack and crumble. Anything that wasn't like nailed down is just flung as if like a bomb has gone off. Bigax, this has also affected you as well.
Great.
I'm gonna need you
Sorry.
to make a coordination roll. Let's call it a hard check.
I'm going to use a light side point and upgrade a green to a yellow.
Okay, burning through the light side already. I love it.
Well, I don't want to get knocked out, tied to a chair. Well, didn't matter. 2 failures, 3 advantage.
Can the advantage be that he's out of the chair?
Oh,
He's knocked out of the chair?
Unconscious, knocked out of the chair, and unconscious.
I like
But,
that.
I could pick you up.
It's like getting 2 cheeseburgers at McDonald's for $6. Too expensive, but hey, you got 2 cheeseburgers.
I guess. Yeah, so this has knocked you out of the chair. I'm gonna need you to take 3 strain,
I was already low previously, too.
and I'm gonna need you both to roll initiative.
Oh my god.
Hello, Fringers, Spacers, and Rebels. Thank you for joining me in the mid-roll. I wanted to give you a heads up because we've got a few things taking place at Respect the Crit at the moment. Both Jamie and Alex are going to be taking some family time very soon to welcome in some new births into their lives. So if you get a chance, send them some congratulations and some well wishes. We've got some stuff planned for when that all takes place, including a campaign run by Susan. And that will be taking place probably early next year. That's a little ways off, but if you're listening to this when it comes out, we're close to the end of 2023, so it's not that far off. Anyway, it's just a little heads up for when we eventually adjust our schedule and our stories so Alex and Jamie can take the time that they need. Thank you all for your understanding, your support, and for sticking with us. And I think you're really going to love the new stuff that we have coming up in the near future. Next is kind of a sobering topic, but one that needs discussion, and that is the ongoing human rights violations that are being enacted on the people of Palestine by the occupying forces of the Israeli government and military. I am not at all qualified to speak on this issue, and I encourage all of our listeners to learn more about the history and development of this tragedy that is unfolding. But I do know, unequivocally, that the only true end to this violence and the only meaningful way forward is with a free and liberated Palestine. And we have some ways in which you can join the majority of global voices to help accomplish this. For our US listeners, which is where we live, which is our home, the US military assistance to Israel just last year was worth $3.8 billion. That accounted for roughly 16% of Israel's military budget. That is the highest contribution of the entire world to the Israeli military, is from the US. And that money is me, you, taxpayers. We are all giving to the US to help fund the Israeli occupation of 2.2 million innocent people in Gaza who have been and are right now helpless, scared, trapped, and running out of food, water, and resources. Recently, President Biden has called for an additional $105 billion in military spending. To put that in perspective, according to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, it would cost $20 billion to end homelessness in the United States. End homelessness. It is a failure of our government and a failure of us as human beings that we can't find it in the budget to house our most desperate population, but can immediately fund a foreign government's military to prop up the interests of the world's wealthiest so that business can continue as usual. The US vetoing a proposed ceasefire at the UN Council recently to, quote, let diplomacy play out, really tells you all you need to know. And if you're like me and you don't want to be funding the actual genocide of human beings, we've provided some resources for you, all of which can be found in the show notes of this episode and in our Discord. Firstly, go to uscpr.org. There you can find out various ways in which you can take action for the immediate ceasefire and de-escalation in the colonist Israel and occupied Palestine. There are good resources here to educate yourself about the situation, ways to donate money if you are able, and even a tool to find out how much your state provides in tax dollars towards the Israeli military. Learn what's going on, learn how to organize, take action to resist. There are ways for our more extroverted or able-bodied people and our more introverted and disabled people to get involved. Visit uspcr.org. We've also had this tool on here a few times, 5calls.org. They now have an app which you can download on your phone. This is such a handy tool, especially if you're like me and speaking on the phone stresses you out. 5 Calls provides scripts and guides for you to contact your U.S. senators and representatives and demand that they support an immediate ceasefire and route for humanitarian aid. House Resolution 786 does just that, and you can learn more about it by visiting 5calls.org. Hold your U.S. representatives accountable for our government being complicit in this humanitarian crisis. If you live outside of the U.S., I encourage you to find out where your government stands with their support and resist anything other than a de-escalation and the liberation for the people of Palestine. Join those voices in Israel and around the world who are horrified by the Israeli government and military, protesting the many atrocities and demanding a stop to this violence against the people, our global neighbors of Gaza. My advice is be wary of our heavily propagandized media here in the United States and seek out creators, educators, and organizers who can give you perspective, history lessons, and other resources to arm yourself with knowledge. Remember, all of these tools, all of the things that we're sharing, people that are on social media and talking about this, remember that this is all stuff to get you started, to get you learning a step in the right direction. No one person has all the answers. We all have different places that we're coming from, but we all must be unified in where we are going. And that is towards the liberation of the people who live in Palestine. All this stuff I just talked about is all available in our Discord, where you can come in and you can share information and help each other out. That's it. Thank you all for listening. And now, let's get back to the episode. Elo, you are free to act as you will and as you want.
So it's not like it has taken over me. I'm still me.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Great.
Not at all. It's almost as if this is another you, but you are in control of this.
Can I have my eyes glow green?
Absolutely, you can.
Let's go.
Just like sifting off of my metallic body and
What a theme for Halloween too. Like, what a fucking
Love it.
What a perfect match. I have 2 successes on my roll.
I have Van success.
Fine.
Bigax, you are actually going to go first. So now you have been blasted off this chair, but you still have these binders on. Now that doesn't mean you can't do anything with your hands.
Well,
But
I don't have a gun, so not really.
it's gonna be It's gonna be a little bit difficult. But yeah.
Okay.
What would you like to do? Boom! Like suddenly, you are just enveloped in green smoke, and like you are like pushed bent to the side, and you're like ringing in your ears. Like everyone just goes flying, and there's sudden chaos, and like people are picking themselves back up and picking up weapons.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, did anyone drop one nearby where I was flung to? Don't make me do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you do it. I'm gonna make you do it. There is a weapon you could, like, right next to you, right by you, that is blasted in your path if you flip a light side point.
Do it.
Well, there's 3 of us now, Jamie, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, you're right.
I need to
But
confer with our
Susan
third party
already
member.
was a badass bitch and kicked ass.
I think she's still eligible for a vote on deciding if I use another light side point.
I mean, I got through a fight without it, but no.
Oh, shade! The shade!
I can't believe it.
No, but like now you actually like
Need it?
you could die.
Okay, flip another light side point, I guess.
All right, cool. We got 4 dark side, 1 light side.
Jesus.
And
Christ.
this is just a heavy blaster pistol.
Oh, gross.
Right
It's not
there
even-
for you.
Not even a disruptor. Okay, well, pick it up. I believe that's my maneuver then. Pick it up.
Yeah.
I would look for whoever's near me, whichever baddie's near me.
I mean, we've got
Bonastasi's there, and then I don't know.
we
how
got
many
we got Bonastasi for sure. There are 6 Black Sun thugs in here. I'm sorry, there are about 7. One of them looks like they have their own deck.
Oh, this is like Cyberpunk. We're fighting another hackers here. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I mean,
Okay,
you would know this. It looks like a slicer. Anyone with a
Yeah.
deck is gonna
I
be
don't-
a slicer.
Don't like the idea of him hacking into our optical eyeballs, but I don't think he can do that without a hard line. So, anyways,
Does the mist provide any sort of low visibility, or is it sort of like after the explosion it fades and it's gone?
After the explosion, it fades and it's
Okay.
gone. I mean, it's sort of swirling off of you. But it doesn't
Okay.
obscure any view or anything like that.
Got it.
Unless you would like it to, in which case you would need to flip a light.
That would be all of them. So pass.
we gotta make him
It's
send
like,
one.
I want a full board.
Yeah, but this is your thing to play with, Jamie. So.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot, I guess, Bonastasi, because no one has gathered my ire more than him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we'll call that maybe 2.
2 purple, okay, right?
2 purple. Yep.
Okay. One disadvantage.
Okay, just one threat. Okay, gotcha.
Sorry, one threat. Sorry, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So tell us what, I mean, you're rocked a little bit. So tell us what missing looks like from Begax's perspective.
Yeah, he gets, he picks himself up. He's like, and then he looks around. Like, think about like a toddler on their stomach, like popping up, like
Tummy
head up.
time.
Hey, yeah, tummy time. Just head up first. He's like, and he can't really quite open his eyes all the way. The green smoke swirls, goes back into Elo, and then it clicks and he looks around and he sees a gun, and then he goes to reach for it but realizes the limbs he uses for hands first and foremost are tied up. So then he kind of like falls a little, then uses the tied up limbs as like the way a bird uses, like a finch would use one foot to hop, and then uses the leg appendages to grab the gun. So he's firing a little. First of all, he's firing with the hands. He doesn't the limbs. He doesn't use his hands, and he's walking with the limbs that he doesn't use as his walking limbs, and he's got them tied together. So it's like he's got a disadvantage when walking. He's got a disadvantage when shooting. It's a very bad situation. He sees Bonnie and he tries to fire, misses.
One threat. I'm gonna need you to take one strain for that.
Oh my god! I'm at 3 strain, guys.
This slicer is gonna start firing, but firing wildly because he's kind of just like, whoa, what?
I know that one, buddy.
It is going to miss. Elo, it is to you.
I was just looking at my sheet being like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I don't have a weapon. Brawl is not my thing. The only thing I can think is to deceive, but my deception is really bad too. That's all I got though.
What would you like to do with deceive?
I am going to yell out, self-destruct mode initiated.
Oh, I love it.
That's funny.
And I'm going to take, as I know that we're already probably, or at least I am engaged with Vanastasi because we were just talking to him. Oh no, he's far
blown
back.
Not
Okay.
far, but he's not standing in front of you anymore.
And Elo is going to walk to the middle of the room.
Okay, gotcha. So you maneuver into the middle of the room, do this thing. Okay, let's
We'll
see.
if it
Self-destruct mode.
works.
Yeah, okay, let's call it deception. I think that's good. Man. Okay, let's see. I guess that would be I'm trying to like weigh the things in here because I'm like, you're sort of a medical droid, but you're all this amalgamation of parts, so I don't think anybody quite knows what kind of droid you are. So to like look at you and be like, oh, that model doesn't have self-destruct mode, I don't know if people would be able to do that. So let's call this an average check. And I'm gonna give you a blue die because it's just such a cool, wild idea.
It's all I got, baby.
Yeah, like it's just a wild idea. So fucking go for it.
All right, let's see. One failure.
You do this self-destruct initiate, and on a failure, something else comes out of you. Like you just like eject, like a hard drive or
CD-ROM.
something. Yeah, it's just yeah. Fooling absolutely nobody.
Bonnie Stasi's like, the fuck?
Yeah. But God, I love that. That's so funny. That is so cool.
That's no self-destruct. Bring that droid down.
And he is going to turn the T7 ion disruptor on you.
Elo's just like, worth a try.
I'm gonna flip a dark side point to upgrade one of my die, and that didn't do anything because that was just 3 threats. So that's going to, I think he fires this weapon. He's like getting up and he fires this ion disruptor, and there's just like chaos has happened. This room has been blown to bits. So he like, when he fires it, it's not like kickback, but it is a powerful weapon, and he slips on something that has been previously overturned and he falls prone. Let's keep going. Now it is these thuggos. Oh, 1 success, but 4 threats. So they're not going anywhere. They're not going to be able to maneuver anywhere. They're kind of like stuck, but that is going to be, let's say on Elo, that is going to be 7 damage. This one coming at Begax. Make sure to put in your soak. Yeah, that is a bunch of threats, but four advantages. Oh, they fire at you and they miss, but it makes you drop your weapon, Begax.
I mean, yeah. Panic. And just drops it. Like.
Okay, we got another roll. This one is going to be at Elo, and that is 1 threat, 1 success, and a triumph.
Oh, fuck.
So here's some damage coming your way, and we're gonna activate just a little crit here.
Just a little crit.
Little baby crit.
So that's 7 damage.
Oh shit.
Coming your
Guys,
way.
I am not looking good.
That crit, I rolled a 30, so let's see what that's gonna be for.
The special thing.
Discouraging wound. Flip a light side destiny point to a dark side. So it just gives me a dark side point. Oh, that's lovely. So
That sounds
We just got one
fake.
back.
That sounds fake.
Yeah, that sounds like an Ian
That's
edition.
Ian, put that one in. Like
that
this
is
morning.
rules. That is rules as written, baby. That is rules as written.
We getting scammed.
You know I can't read. What do you do this to me?
Big X. Boom.
Okay, well I dropped the gun, right?
Yep.
I pick it up, spend another maneuver to pick it up. So I guess I'll try and position myself if I can, like behind. Is there like a table or a barrel or some other type of storage container in this room? Because I feel like these guys are they're unkempt. They don't have a normal. They're not clean. Is what I'm trying to say. They don't organize. These guys don't go to the container store, right? They're not fans of Marie Kondo. They don't have the idea of removing things that don't make them happy. So I assume there's like a box or a crate.
Right. It's very cluttered, and due to LO, it's in even worse condition now than it was.
Sweet.
So yeah, you could if you could spend another maneuver
that's right.
to get some cover. Yeah.
No, I just waste. Okay, I'll use the maneuver to pick up my gun and then just pick it up again and then look at Banastasi if I can still see him and fire off another one.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Go ahead. That's just 2 purple.
Wow! Oh, there we go. That's much better. I have a triumph, but I got to do the math here. So those cancel out. That cancels out. 1 triumph, 1 advantage.
How much damage?
7 flat plus the additional advantage, right? So that's plus 1. So 8.
Okay. Yep. Let's see. Damage going through. Yep, it certainly does. Why don't you roll me a D100? Unless there's something like cool you want to do with this.
Nah. 44.
44. Bowled
Correct.
over, knocked prone plus 1 strain. So yeah, he's hit and he's knocked prone again. Not looking good for him. He's not getting up anytime soon. And some strain. Ooh, that's not great.
What do you mean? That's great. I get strain all the time. He could do a little strain. It's fine. It's okay.
You could do a little
some
strain
hair on your chest.
As a treat. You notice this slicer is firing and backing out, leaving the room. So, Peacock Slicer, hello, it is to you.
Okay. So for the mistiness, is it sort of like a imagination is your limit?
Absolutely it is. Now if it's too much, I will ask you to spend a light side point. But
Okay.
the imagination is your limit.
Because I don't have a weapon, and I could try to brawl, but it won't end well. So I would like to contact my sisters and ask for their help, and to whatever their assistance they're willing to provide. I want to do like misty tendrils to sort of like whip some people.
Okay, gotcha. So we'll call it a ranged light, 2
Okay.
purple.
So the mist sort of like elongates off of Elo's appendages into these long, misty whips. And I'm just gonna swirl around and swipe at some of these Black Sun.
Love it. Cool. Let's go.
3 success. 1 advantage.
Oh wow, that's real great. That's a real good one. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's call that 9 damage. So
Okay.
9 damage plus how many successes?
3.
3. So 12 damage. Boom. Yeah. So you just whip these out, and you just like knock a whole section of thugs down. They're just like, it looks like the smoke like penetrates through them. And they are just like knocked back as if there was an additional kind of like explosion, like the smoke is like dragging them across as it just like whips out from you, and they out. Anything else you'd like to do?
I am gonna move the blue die over for Alex to have.
Okay, excellent.
And can I take cover anywhere?
Yeah, you could use a maneuver to find some cover if that's what you would like to do.
Yeah, I think I need to, because I can't take another direct hit. That would be really bad.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Because now it is
Glad I
Bana-
said that out loud.
Yeah, now it is Banastasi's turn, and he's going to be blasting at Aloe for sure. What the heck is all of this? What in the carking cark is this mist? Oh my god, so many dark side points. I'm gonna flip one because I'm gonna flip one.
Oh no.
2 threats, so not doing well. He keeps missing with this. It blasts into the cover. That cover is no more. Like if you want more cover, you're gonna have to move because the ion disruptors, they obliterate things. They obliterate ships. Like this is no joke.
Yeah. We're taking that gun.
Yeah,
But
but
I think I put a picture in Discord too, if you guys have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It saved you for now, but you're gonna have to find other cover. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you out of here, and then we got 2 thugs. I'm gonna do some thugging around. Yeah, LO, you're such a target. You're such a target here.
No.
Apologies, I'm not coming for you,
Big
but the
green target.
the black sun is, yeah. So we'll get them to try and shoot on you for a sec. Only 1 success and 1 threat. So they're still pinned down. They're not really going anywhere. That's going to be 7 damage coming at you.
I'm down.
Oh.
And Elo goes down. The mist starts to reside. The green comes out of their eyes. Bigax, you see this just as the other thugs begin to fire on you.
Oh boy, can't wait.
Just 1 failure, and they miss. The tides have suddenly changed.
Woo!
This mist like slowly dissipate. It moves and wipes, and we are flying along in the way, going incredibly fast as this ship just hurtles to this location as fast as it can. And Zalora, you are there in the cockpit. Tell me what you're doing.
The screen probably wipes or goes from the mist to her looking at the tracker, seeing them get closer, and then she looks over to Gur and says, "We're almost there."
Okay, I don't know what we're going for. I'm just kind of flying, you know.
Me too.
I don't like it.
I didn't have much of a plan, but you told me that we had to attack them and get there as soon as possible.
Yes, I thought that was the best move. I still think that is. I'm a little frazzled. You see his fur just like puffed out everywhere. He's got like, yeah, kitty back arch, like.
Okay.
Would you like to do this?
Okay. Can someone handle the guns then? Because we're probably almost there. We probably want to take out their base.
I can do that.
You see Creed, he's got like big black eye, like blood coming out of his nose, and Verse like nods. We'll get on weapons.
Okay. Yeah, we should be there in a few clicks. Yeah, I might have to make some risky maneuvers because we did give them ion disruptor guns. Yeah, my bad, but we're gonna have to watch out for those.
We'll talk about that later. Verse is like disappearing behind under one of the gun turrets. Obram just takes a seat in like one of the chairs and like straps in.
Yeah, make sure you're really locked in, old man. This may get bumpy.
He gives you a thumbs up, and you begin to fly through, and you see this tower, right? Like you're flying to 10 Mile Plateau. You're going back over the scraplands the way that you came. We cut down and we see the Worthless like the way just like screaming over them as they're like putting things into the Ebon Hawk, the junked up version of the Ebon Hawk. You run to this tower, and almost immediately you can see on your screens like there are guns. They have like heavy repeating blasters here and gunners. Like this is not an unprotected place.
Do we want to take... I mean, they're in the tower. We're trying to get into the tower and get them. So there has to be some sort of, like... Let's try to take out as many guns as we can before we land. I'm trying to land.
Okay.
And I'm trying to avoid being hit. That is the goal.
Okay, so you need to make a safe landing space is what you need to do.
Yes.
Okay, Zalora, you have the wheel, so you have the command.
Into the comms so Creed and Verse can hear it.
Make a hole so we could land.
You got it.
Just looking at my skills, this is a passive thing. I have defensive driving. Any vehicle the character pilots has its defense rating on all zones increased by 1.
Whoa.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Cool.
Just very, very lightly shielded.
Yeah.
All right,
That's next project. Put all the money into upgrading the ship.
here we go. You see there are some Trandoshans that have these T7 ion disruptors, the very blasters that you yourself delivered to Black Sun earlier on, and they are strategically placed along this tower. They are firing it up at the way. Joe, how close are you getting to the tower, by the way? Are you trying to buzz it? Are you like hanging out in the back, or what is the Lord?
I'm getting into close range, Ian.
Putting not your ship right in harm's way.
Yep.
I love it.
Hey, Gur's right next to me.
So cancels out, right?
It's his ship. So
Yeah.
Watch the paint.
I'll try my best.
Lots of misses. So we're doing some firing, and then Zalora, it is to your turn.
So misses, there's not an opening.
No. No one has. In fact, no one has been hit. Not the ship and not the people on the ground just yet. So,
No hits yet, but we'll get them. Just keep flying.
but not too crazy, okay? Please. You are the pilot of this ship now.
I probably just want to stay within range, so avoid getting hit as much as possible.
There's evasive maneuvers.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you just do some evasive maneuvers. That's awesome. Zalora. All right, because here come the gunners. It's nice to have a gunnery skill, isn't it?
Listen to the enjoyment he gets. He's like, look at all these dice. Look at all these weapons to kill them.
Well, they're having a tough time of it because there is a lot of defense on this ship and evasive maneuvers. So let's see if that pays off for them. 3 successes, 1 threat. That's only going to be 1 damage to the way, but it is Pierce 2, so that does go through. We're going to do that roll one more time because there are 2 of these gunners.
Oh my god, no.
2 successes. That is also going to be one damage through the hull. This is the stage that we have set. Everyone is here in the present moment. We're going to merge these 2 initiatives, and everyone is now a part of this. There's a huge battle going on. Nobody is shooting anything. Zalora is that good of a pilot.
That's very Star Wars, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of left to right, lots of going up and then down, and
Yep. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crits, Empire's Edge. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by leaving us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, or whatever platform you use to listen. It's easy, free, helps others learn about the show, and we love reading your feedback. For more information about the show, visit @RespectTheCrit on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, or come chat with us in our official Discord. Big Axe is played by Alex Herrera, who you can find on Twitter @AE Herrera or on his Twitch channel, WadeWolf10. Elo is played by Jamie Lee Bonez, who you can find on Instagram and TikTok at JamieMFBones. Zalora is played by Susan Spinader, who you can find on Instagram at SuzLaluz. I'm Ian Duncan, your host and GM, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at iDunks. The music in this episode is provided with license or permission by a variety of talented artists, whose info and credits can be found in the episode notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to hear more of their work. The Star Wars role-playing system is published by Fantasy Flight Games. And remember, whatever the system, whether it's a miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and may the Force be with you.
I should have started it. We missed all that jizz talk. Dang.
I know.
Fucked it up. I skipped all the jizz talk.
And as we know, any jizz talk is good jizz talk. So.
Not if you're Disney and they're trying to get rid of jizz music.
Oh, right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What is jizz music?
Okay. Oh, let me tell you. Okay, let me tell you, Jamie. Okay, so jizz music was and still in our hearts, in true Star Wars fans' hearts, the canon term for like the music that you would hear in the Cantina Band in Star Wars. So like that. That's called jizz music.
It's like space jazz.
I
Essentially.
love
Yeah,
it
it's
more.
like it's like George Lucas was like, oh, what's a word that we can use that kind of sounds sci-fi for jazz? Oh, I know, jizz.
Yep.
And so he made jizz music. You can listen to jizz music out of a jizz box. People who play jizz music are jizz musicians.
I'm looking on
people who
Spotify
like-
right now.
Yeah, people who like jizz music are jizz fans. Anyway, Disney, fast forward a couple years to Disney acquiring Star Wars, and they learned that that this was canon, and they were like, ooh boy, we no likey that. So they changed it to like, oh, what was it? It was like
It's called-
something
it's-
real close,
yeah.
but it's like Jaws music.
Jaws
it's
or
like
jazz?
it's some other
Something
stupid
weird, yeah.
It's something other stupid thing that is not even quite as funny and even less creative.
It's renamed to
Jats.
Jats. Oh,
Jazz
Jazz.
music, yeah.
Nah, jizz
So-
is way better.
No, yeah.
Jizz is. Let me say this: I don't put, I don't draw a hard line for canon and too much Star Wars stuff. But in our Star Wars universe, it's jizz music and nothing else. And that is what it will be forever.
That's the hill you're going to die on.
That is the hill I'm dying on.
Jizz.
Only jizz. Imagine this is the first episode someone listens to, and like, just assuming we get through the end with how many times we say jizz, they'd be like, "Wow,
What the?
they really like that
They
music.
love jizz.
Jizz.
They're real into jizz.
They're super into jizz."
They are just thirsty for jizz all over this place.
I can
But
assure
jizz
you.
music.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can assure you. I can assure you. No one in this apartment is thirsty for jizz. I can tell you right now.